Hello, and welcome to another video. Today, I am excited to have you in my new background. It's just my bathroom. I have a lot of lighting that I had to figure out to get this, but I think we have the vibes. Cozy, warm vibes that I wanted. But yes, welcome to my bathroom where we are going to do a skincare routine video. It's specifically my routine, and I'll be sharing about my experience with the tool Nuface. And I'm excited because I'll be sharing about my experience with the Nuface tool. I've almost used it for about 60 days, so I just have a lot of thoughts about this, but this is part of my routine, and I can't wait to share how I use it. But yeah, this is going to be a big focus, but we'll do other skincare items as well. So hopefully you enjoy my latest skincare routine. Currently, I am wearing some makeup. It's the end of the day, end of the work day. So what I'm going to do is start off with makeup removal. Very important in the skincare routine. So, part of makeup removal products that I use is the e.l.f. Makeup Melting Cleansing Balm. I'm going to use this with you today. It's very gentle. I think my only downside is that it's just like a pot, and for like the shower, it's very messy to take off my makeup in the shower, which I prefer to do. But I have a different cleanser for that. If I need to take off my makeup in the shower, sometimes I'll use this right before I hop in the shower. Do with that what you will. This is still a great product. I just wish it was like a pump, to be honest. But I know it's a balm, so that really can't be the case. So we're going to just use this, and I will literally demonstrate how I use it. So it comes with a little spatula. I don't know. And I'm just going to take, I don't have too much makeup on. And it doesn't really totally matter because I'll wash my face again with a double cleanse. We'll get to that. But I get about that much. That might even be a little too much, but we'll work with it. So I'm just going to put that on my hand. We will put the cap back on. And I know some people have mentioned like looking into the camera. I don't know if people totally notice that collectively, but I will try my best. However, I am going to be looking up slightly off camera just because I need to look at my face while I'm doing all of this. So I'm just going to rub that into my face. I just had some serum, concealer, a little bit of bronzer and blush, so like all the makeup. You can see how like glistening it is. So just going to really get that in, get the eyebrows. Maybe you're watching this while you do your skincare. I usually do that. My skincare routine's a few minutes, like at least 10 minutes, due to my Nuface routine, which I will only do 5 times a week. So it's not every day, but when I do it, I like to watch ASMR. And it's just such like a relaxing routine to do your, skincare, listen to something soothing. So I hope that, you listen to ASMR all day long to relax me, but now I'm gonna start looking a little scary. You know what I'm saying? I love it because it doesn't sting my eyes at all, and it really takes off all the mascara, like legitimately. So you can gently rub the eyes. I'm sorry if this like freaks anyone out. I don't know. Like a phobia of touching eyes. I don't know. Obviously don't get the product into your eye purposefully, but it doesn't sting at all, I have found. So I'm gonna go ahead and wash this off because it's in a good place. And I will get back to you. Okay. We are back. The face has been cleansed with the Makeup Melting Balm by e.l.f. So now we're going to get into the fun part, which is my Nuface routine. So, as I mentioned before, I use Nuface 5 times a week. They recommend that for like the first 60 days, and then you can go down to about 3 times a week, so I might do that. We'll see. I'm pretty fine doing it 5 times a week. I have the Nuface Mini, and I got this on Black Friday, but I didn't end up starting to use it until like January, so I didn't even have time really to like put it into my routine until like a couple months in. So but once I kind of got over the fear of learning how to use it, because I was really nervous it would hurt me, I'm here to say there's nothing to fear. And there are so many tutorials out there. Please go watch them if you want something more succinct than this. But it isn't painful, and it's just not something to be scared of necessarily. So I have the Nuface Mini, which means it's like a travel size. They have a full-size version, which just has different attachments, which I personally didn't feel like I wanted to invest in because I didn't know if I would like this. So it started off small, even though this is pretty pricey. But like I said, I got it on Black Friday, so you can, find sales or promotions at different places where they sell this. So what is a Nuface? It is a microcurrent tool. So these 2 metal bubble things, essentially, and it's turned off. Essentially, when you press it against your face with a gel, which we'll get into, to protect your skin, you shouldn't feel anything when it's turned on because it's giving a low level current, electricity, to your facial muscles, and it essentially promotes lifting, toning, and smoothing of the skin. Okay, I'm going to get into my review first, and then I'll show you my routine. This has significantly sharpened my jawline. Big disclaimer. For the last year, really, I've been having weight loss. Very, very slow weight loss. We're talking like a pound per month. Very slow, but that's my journey. So please keep in mind that the facial difference, there is some weight loss to be, to take into consideration. That due to the weight loss of a few pounds, there is a possibility that that has impacted. However, I do notice that just the line of my jaw, the muscle here, and my jowls have significantly reduced, that I don't necessarily think has a lot to do with weight loss, but I'm not a scientist, and this is just my personal experience, so, go, look at other reviews, do your research, just to see if this is something you really want. But I have noticed that it truly has changed, especially finding this new routine of mine. I do it on my neck, my jawline, because I really wanted to focus here. I pretty much do it all over my face, and we'll get to how I do that. But I really love this. This has really reduced the areas I was, insecure about or felt like needed attention. And I noticed, like, the first time using it around my jaw, I felt this, like, muscle. It was almost like I couldn't carve my jawline very well because there was, like, a muscle in the way. It was so weird. It kind of felt painful to try to, like, I don't know, it was weird. Not painful as in, like, electrocuting, but painful in shaping my jaw. And it turns out, I feel like after a while, it just lifted the muscle. And now it just does it so smoothly. Very strange. Anyway, all that aside, I really love it. Again, I have some weight loss, so that has impacted the way I look now versus the first photo. I feel like I have been seeing differences in the problem areas of mine. That being said, it's not a magic wand. It's not going to magically erase certain things, but it is about consistency, and you do have to be committed to that if this is something you want to see results from. I was committed to doing an at-home routine, and personally, I have come to really enjoy it. So, anyways, that is my mini review of the Nuface Mini. It's not sponsored, by the way. This is, like, not at all. So, I'm going to go ahead and share my routine now. When I bought this, the kit that it came with a little bottle of the activator gel, which you're supposed to use in order to use this, so that you don't hurt yourself or your skin. By hurt, it just means stinging. If there's not enough gel, or it's too high on power, it can end up stinging your skin a little bit, but it's not like, it's almost like a little burn, like there's ice on your face for too long, that kind of stinging. So if that's the case, you need more gel. If that's still stinging, then you have to reduce the power to a lower setting, which I do for my cheekbones. I find they sting right here, but I can do a higher setting, like on my jawline. So I don't know what that's all about, but I'll show you. So it did come with a little bottle of, like, aloe vera activator gel. I ran out of that in like a month. I was not about to pay up the wazoo for a refill, so you gotta do what all the girls are doing, and you gotta get ultrasound gel from Amazon. This is a huge bottle of Aquasonic 100 ultrasound transmission gel. I've used this for only a month, and I've only used it that much. A whole month, and I've only used that much. This is gonna last me forever. And it was only $11. So you gotta get this. After you use up, like, the one that you get when you buy it, just go with this. This is actually way thicker. Makes me feel way more safe. It doesn't dry out as quickly as the other one did because the gel will start to dry. I do work in sections so that it doesn't tend to dry, but this is so thick that it does not dry very quickly. So highly recommend getting this huge bottle. I mean, I don't even know how many ounces. 1 liter. 1 liter. It's crazy. Let's go ahead and apply our gel. I'm going to start with the neck, jaw on my left side. Okay, so I'm going to just get like a little blob there. And just rubbing it generously on my neck. Now, I use it on the areas where it's safe to use on your neck. I do not use it on the thyroid. I've heard conflicting things about where to use it on your neck, but most people, it's safe here, so I do use it there. And I don't have any, like, history of thyroid problems. So I'm going to do the medium setting for the neck. And so that's the low setting, medium, and then that's high. So do medium, and then you want to go all the way up. I do this move 3 times. And slowly until it beeps. I'll do like 3 to 5 times really. It's mainly because sometimes I'll forget like how many. Now we're gonna do the smooth. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then along the jaw. This was the move where it initially would hurt to go around. Like I had something in the way, not like I was getting hurt by the tool. And now it's really smoothed out. Okay. Then I'll do this move 3 to 4, 5 times. Okay, and then I'll do the gel. What I'm doing is just pressing and lifting, but holding it. You can hopefully see there. It's almost like I'm lifting the gel away. And then I'll do it right here. Same motion, just pressing, just kind of trying to lift. So I'm trying to press in the muscle there. My masseters tend to stick out, so that's why I focus there. And press and lift again. Then I turned it off. I'm going to apply some more gel. I'm going to do the top of my cheekbones and the eyebrow up to my forehead. Okay. And can make sure you get it like where there's no dry skin, because then that's where it could sting you a little bit, and we don't want that. I'm going to put it on the lowest setting because it tends to sting on the higher settings right around here. I'm not sure why. It's fine on the other part. I'm on the lowest setting now. And just carving the cheekbone. Carving the cheekbone 3 to 5 times. Okay, and then I'll take a sweeping motion, hold on the eyebrow. Sweep and hold on the eyebrow. Another time, hold on the eyebrow. One more for luck. I'm not pressing too hard in. Now I'm going to just slowly go up. You don't have to press too hard. And you can do slow motions. There's no reason to go too fast. And the metal bauble things need to be touching your skin. It can't just be one of them touching. I believe it has to be both. Okay, and again. So I turned it off. I don't tend to have too many forehead wrinkles, but my thought process is if I'm lifting everything, the neck, the jaw, the cheeks, the forehead, everything lifts together. So that's why I kind of touch on everything versus only focusing on certain parts, but teach their own. I've moistened. I put a little water on my face on this side, and we're just going to put it on the neck a little bit, mostly on the lower jaw, but I try to put some up there too because it tends to eke up there. Make sure it gets under the ear. And there we go. And same moves. I'm going on the side, not the center. And then away from the neck. This is kind of equivalent to gua sha, right? I just feel like this really, I don't know, it really helped me. But that I'm sure you could get the similar effects with gua sha with as much consistency. Okay, and then I just like drag it almost as though I'm trying to erase the little double chin that I had, which I think was mostly because of the weight that I carried in my face. But this, I don't think it would be as defined, honestly. Again, just my personal experience. Okay, and then carving out. It's like going in between, or the jaw's going in between. I don't think I clench my teeth, but I definitely carry a lot of tension. So maybe I do clench my teeth at night, or grind my teeth, and then lift, press. Lift, press, lift, press. Lift, and press. I think it also reduced the lines here a lot too. Lift. I'm just dragging up a little and then pressing down. So really it's like 4 little globs. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm gonna put this on my cheekbone, over the eyebrow. Try not to get it in my eye. And then the center there. And lowest setting for me. If you want to do higher, you can. And it's just going in between the cheekbone here. I think this is like number 5. Okay. And then we lift up into the brow, hold. Hold. It's like a little eyebrow massage, which feels great. Okay, and then we're gonna do slowly up one side, and then I'm gonna do the center. Center. And one more time. And that's it, kids. Now I'm going to wipe away all the gel. I like to use a washcloth and water because it just feels like it really gets it all off. So I'm going to do that now, and I'm also going to rinse off the gel from the tool as well. So I'll be right back. Alright, I have washed my face just with water and a washcloth, and I got all the gel off. I have not noticed any breakouts. There's a little redness there from maybe the tool, but I have redness in general. After I wash off the gel, I like to go in and clean my face again with a gentle cleanser. This is the CeraVe Hydrating Facial Cleanser. So this leaves my skin feeling moisturized even after I've been washing it. And again, the gel, the transmission gel I've used did not break me out. I actually haven't broken out a lot at all. So I like the occasional hormonal acne maybe, but even then, the products I'm using have not caused me to break out. So thankful for that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and wash my face with this, and we'll come back. Okay, this is what we look like. I do think it depuffs you, but to be honest, I feel like that really wasn't the very immediate effects I have seen with the Nuface. Most of it has been the reducing of my, I think it's the masseter muscle here. It used to be a little bit more sticking out, and also the jowls and the lines here as well. Again, some weight loss may also have impacted those, but also the just shape of my jaw. I just don't think, I think that I haven't lost that much weight. I'm telling, not that much. So I do think that it has really done a difference in the shape of certain things. Depuffing, I feel like just depends on like how much sodium you have, and it just really depends. I do my Nuface routine at night, but you can do it before like an event if you want to get really toned looking or depuffed. But I do think the impacts are more over a consistent amount of time versus like an immediate depuffing, you know. I did my retinol routine last night, so I'm not going to do that with you today. I'll be doing a more moisturizing routine for today. But if I was doing retinol, I would be doing this La Roche-Posay Radidermic Retinol. That's what it's called. So that's what it looks like. And I'll link it below if you want to check it out. It's very gentle. It's not like, I don't find I have breakouts with it at all. And then I use their La Roche-Posay, not sponsored by La Roche-Posay, but girl, if you want to reach out, only you can. I love La Roche-Posay. I just feel so grown up. It's very expensive, but I use it sparingly, so it lasts me a long time. La Roche-Posay Retinol Serum B3 comes in the red bottle. It's so good. This also doesn't prick me out, and I really love it. I do feel like it makes a difference in like the texture and like tightness of my skin if I'm consistent with it. I use it about 2 to 3 times a week, depending on if I remember. So those are the 2 retinol products I use. Today we're going to be more moisturizing because I did retinol yesterday. I want to like make sure I'm hydrated, good to go. So I'm going to use the Olay Eyes Hyaluronic Peptide 24 Hydrating Gel. Eye gel. It's fragrance free. So this has lasted me a long time, like a long time. So it's a little pot, and I'm just going to do tiny dots. A little truly goes a long way, and I just like make sure I do it up to here. Oh, I was using hot water, so now like our gas thingy is making little popping sounds. That's fine. So while we're on the eyes, I'm going to put on my eyelash serum, which actually I just realized today my new eyelash serum probably just came in the mail, and I could have used that instead. But I need to try that out and see if I like it. This is the Ordinary Eyelash Serum, and unfortunately she does nothing for me. I don't know what it is about the Ordinary. Like, some of their products are just so hit and miss for me, and this is one of them where I think it actually works for my brows, but for my eyelashes, they are not growing anything for me. It's different for every person, so I would say if you want to try it out, try it out. Don't do what I did and buy the 2-pack, because now I have an extra one that I don't want. That does nothing for me. Like, it literally does nothing for me. But I'm gonna put it on because I feel like, why not? Maybe the last time I wear it. So I'm just gonna put it on my eyelash. You know, honestly, I think it does grow my bottom lashes, but not my top lashes. Like, that's not even where it matters, to be honest. I miss my grande lash so much, but I've tried to find a new eyelash serum that doesn't have a specific ingredient. I'm forgetting the word, procrastaglandin or something. Basically, it reduces the fat around your eyes, and I already have pretty like sunken in eyes, so I would like to keep the fat around my eyes for a bit longer if I can help it. So that's why I'm trying a different eyelash serum. I don't know. I had to buy something new because this Ordinary one is not working for me. If you're interested though, you can check it out, but for me it just does nothing. It gives me nothing. Okay. Next, I'm going to do face serum. I believe the proper way of putting on skincare is like serum, oil, and then moisturizer. Sometimes you do moisturizer and then oil. I'm going to do serum next. This is new, very exciting. It's the Hylu B5 Serum, pure hyaluronic acid. A lot of my products are more like age appropriate for me. Retinol, pure hyaluronic acid helps with wrinkles as well and plumper skin. I'm 30s, I'm entering my 30s, and the skin changes. In fact, it changes after 25. So, do I think you need retinol at like 21? No, but put on your sunscreen, girl, and you'll be fine. I put on sunscreen since high school, so I think that has to do with like a lot of the preservation and less maybe wrinkles than I could have had, but you know, there's also genetics. It's hard to put a pin on exactly what it could prevent, but I really love this. It's very hydrating. I have noticed a difference with this and I enjoy it, so I'm going to add a little bit, just 3 little drops. It has a clean, almost floral scent. If that's not something you like, it just makes me feel, I don't know, like I have a vanity room and I'm just like putting on my skincare in my like big bathroom vanity, which is not this bathroom. It's still a nice bathroom, but you know, it just makes me feel glamorous, makes me feel like a movie star in front of a mirror. That's what the scent of this serum smells like to me. So, there we go. Already very plump. Always rub on the back of my hands because the hands need assistance just as much. I'm sure you could wait like 30 minutes in between everything, but I'm just in my 10-minute, 15-minute skincare routine every night, which involves also brushing my teeth and getting ready for bed. It all happens relatively in the same time, just so I can get everything out of the way. I don't really wait too long for things to dry because I just, so now I'm going to put on some Sky Organics Organic Rosehip Oil. This is honestly just for fun, for the vibes. You don't need to add another thing on top, but I'm going to add a rosehip oil from Sky Organics. It supports a bright and dewy complexion, and that is what I love to achieve. So yeah, it's not like necessary. It's, again, if I want extra hydration, especially if like your skin is feeling a little too dry, I recommend doing, you know, a serum and an oil. But moisturizer is really important as well. That's probably more important though. Just going to apply and get on my neck as well. I do not recommend using an oil for the Nuface. I think some people do that. Some people do pure aloe vera gel, but the transmission gel makes me feel really safe. Doesn't harm my skin personally, so unless it irritates you, it's honestly a really safe option because it's literally for ultrasounds. Alright. I am glowing. Alright. I might have put like a little too much. I keep underestimating how oily that one is. We'll just wipe it on our hands and down our neck. Waste not. Alright. This is my Holy Grail OG. I've used this for several years at this point. The La Roche-Posay Tolerion Double Repair Face Moisturizer. no SPF because I use it at night. You could use it during the day. I recommend doubling up with SPF on top because this has no SPF. They do offer one with SPF. I just prefer this as my night moisturizer, and I use something a little lighter for the day as I tend to get more oily during the day. At night, I just love to moisturize and just really sit with that, you know. So I'm going to put, honestly, just like that much, and this is a great moisturizer, very gentle, again, on my face. You know, everyone's different, but I think, you know, I used to grow up on Proactive. Like, I had acne in high school, and I was just like drying my skin out with Proactive. If you're a Proactive girly, raise your hand. Those were trying times, okay? It was the 2010s, you know. So I think we all had the wherewithal to wear SPF, but the Proactive and the salicylic acid of it all was just truly drying out our skin so much. So it's been so nice to enter my 20s, and now as I enter 30s, to really like moisturize and like, you know, protect that skin barrier. Obviously they don't have a lot of acne to have to deal with, so your situation might be different. Go ahead and make sure you use your acne treatments, or, you know, if you have anything for rosacea, things like that are part of the routine. But I have loved really moisturizing my skin, especially when you're like an oily, semi-oily faced girl. A lot of the time people would dissuade you from using oily products. I have actually found it makes me look even better. So call it a glow up. Okay. And usually I'll try to do like a simple lip balm before bed. I like this one during the day as I'm getting my makeup on. It's just great. It's the e.l.f. Skin Holy Hydration Lip Mask. And just put that on. I also put my moisturizer on my lips too. So, yeah. That is my skincare routine. What do we think? Glowy. You know, I still have some redness, kind of in the usual areas, but I'm really happy with this new skincare routine. Retinol a couple times, the Nuface 5 times a week has really changed just like the way my face even feels, and that has been really cool, so really love that. I thought it would be fun to pull a little oracle card, just for fun, just for like cool affirming vibes at the end of this skincare session. Okay, so if you stuck around and you're interested, I'm just gonna pull one card for all of us and see what we get. Just really fun, not super serious. Take it with what you will, or take what you need from it, and if it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. But I thought it would be a fun little addition. Okay, just shuffling. See what we get. I'm just gonna pull the first card. Alright, we got the card called. That's what it's called. It's called. So, it says Soul Gifts and Training. It's time to step up. So, that is what the card says. Very interesting. So, I have the little book. We're going to see what the book says about it. Because why not? let's read the little description of what our oracle card says. It says, you came to Earth with a double mission to grow as a soul and to bring about a shift in consciousness. The best way to fulfill these personal and collective purposes is to trust what it is that your soul is calling you toward, for it's encoded within the most direct path forward. Your soul has many unique gifts that it came here to share. Some you may already be aware of, others you're just beginning to uncover. You're being called to remember that your soul intelligently chose the perfect conditions to carry out your soul's mission and share your soul's gifts. If you're being called toward a creative project, a passion, or an adventure, this card is your confirmation that you're facing the right way and that this moment right here is destined. If you're feeling underprepared or thinking, who am I to do that? This card is guiding you to step up and leap. Consider perhaps that your soul has been training for this moment right here for lifetimes. I love that. I personally feel like that really spoke to me about my own journey. I'm a creative person, and I feel like there are things in my life that I feel called to do, but there is so much fear and insecurity and doubt that constantly makes me feel like, why am I not getting to that place yet? But it's a journey, and a lot of it has to do with mindset. And like, are you allowing yourself to become that person? Or are you keeping yourself from entering that place because of just fear? I've always said in my head constantly, when I remind myself of to keep moving forward, is doing something is better than nothing, because when you do nothing, nothing happens. When you at least try something, you can work with that. So that was a fun little card. I hope that resonated with you, and if it didn't, I hope regardless that you have a lovely day or night wherever you are. I have so enjoyed our time together. Thank you for watching my skincare routine at night, and I'll try to link everything below, but do your research, try out stuff, don't go out and buy crazy amounts of stuff. Nuface for me was definitely a splurge and kind of like a risk in that, but I'm glad I tried that